You've probably seen it 1,000 times, standing at the supermarket checkout, looking down at your cart and doing the mental math. In one hand, you've got a pack of 10 hot dogs. In the other, a bag of only 8 buns. Every single time you know exactly how it ends, with 2 lonely sausages left over, like the last guests at a party who just don't know when to leave. It's not a tragedy, but it's that tiny, persistent itch of irritation. 2 extra hot dogs mean you're 2 buns short, unless, of course, you're forced to buy a whole new bag. Why do we call them a pair when they refuse to match? Is this just a century of random bad luck, or is there a hidden secret hiding in plain sight?
Stay curious about the simple things. I'm Edward, and this is QC Project Simple Thing.
So why exactly is your grocery cart so mismatched, with buns on one side and hot dogs on the other? To find the answer, we have to look back at an era before standards even existed. Imagine the bustling streets of America in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Back then, the hot dog wasn't a neat plastic-wrapped product. It was a rugged, steaming street food. German immigrants had just arrived, bringing with them the savoury traditions of frankfurters and wieners. They sold them wherever hungry crowds gathered, at dusty county fairs, echoing train stations, and the roaring stands of baseball games. In those days, a hot dog was a chaotic masterpiece. There was no uniform length, no fixed weight, and definitely no dedicated bun. A vendor would buy sausages in bulk and simply grab whatever bread was within reach. The mission was singular: make it portable. But as the hot dog's popularity exploded, something happened in the shadows. 2 massive industries, meat and baking, began to build their own separate versions of normal. This quiet divergence is where the seed of our modern-day mismatch was planted. Here's the heart of the mystery. Hot dogs and buns are born in 2 completely different worlds, driven by 2 entirely different kinds of logic. Meat processors are obsessed with the golden pound, the 16-ounce standard that has dominated the industry for over a century. Their universe is built around high-speed vacuum sealing machines, where efficiency is measured by how many units perfectly equal 1 pound of meat. Bakeries, on the other hand, live in a world of thermodynamics and tray geometry. Their priority isn't the scale, but the oven, ensuring that each batch rises consistently without fusing together. Their industrial pans are designed for optimal airflow, which almost always dictates a layout of 8. Both industries modernized side by side, investing in massive high-speed equipment. But they evolved in total isolation, like 2 neighbors building their houses at the same time, but never once looking at each other's blueprints. When you realize this, the reason for that magic number 10 starts to reveal itself, rooted in a mathematical habit that started long before the first bun was ever baked. For most of the 20th century, meat processors didn't stop to ask, how many hot dogs does a family actually need? That was a human question. Instead, they asked an industrial one. What weight makes the most economic sense for a single sale? In the United States, the 1 pound package became the ultimate psychological anchor, the invisible DNA of grocery pricing. It is a unit of measurement that consumers don't just buy, they trust it without thinking. To make this work, manufacturers didn't just make hot dogs, they reverse-engineered them. They calculated that a standard sausage should weigh exactly 1.6 ounces. If you do the math, Multiplying that by 10 gives you a perfect 16 ounces, exactly 1 pound. The number 10 wasn't chosen for its magic, it was chosen to make the mathematics disappear into a clean, round number on the price tag. Once this 1 pound standard took over, the entire industrial machine fell into a rigid, unyielding line. Every piece of equipment was calibrated to this specific 10-count rhythm. Changing that number later isn't just changing a label, it's asking a multi-million-dollar factory to unlearn its own heartbeat. But here is where the disconnect begins. Buns never belonged to this 1 pound world. The bread industry followed its own stubborn evolution, starting with something you rarely notice: the cold, physical geometry of a baking pan. Unlike the meat industry, the baking industry doesn't sell its products by the pound. Bread is delicate, airy, and its weight shifts as it rises, making weight a poor master to serve. A bakery's obsession isn't how many ounces is this, but how do we bake thousands of units evenly, quickly, and with a perfect shape? The answer lies in the cold, unyielding geometry of the industrial baking pan, specifically the standard Pullman pan and its descendants. Through decades of trial and error, the American Society of Baking and Industrial Engineers found a sweet spot: the 4x2 cluster. This specific layout of 8 allows heat to circulate freely around every surface of each bun, giving the dough enough room to expand without fusing into a giant, messy loaf. If you try to squeeze 10 buns onto that same tray area, you ruin the thermodynamics. The buns in the center stay doughy, while the edges burn. Buns are usually cooled, sliced, and packaged in the same grouping they were baked in. To keep the production line moving without friction, 8 on the tray became 8 in the bag. It's a legacy of the 1950s post-war boom when automation was king. Once bakeries invested millions in equipment tuned to that 8-count rhythm, it hardened into a standard. So now we have a perfect modern problem: 2 versions of normal that were never designed to talk to each other. Imagine you're standing there again, in the middle of the grocery aisle, holding a pack of 10 hot dogs in one hand and a bag of 8 buns in the other, too. If the mismatch is this obvious, why haven't these 2 giants simply picked a number and settled the score? The answer, as it has been for generations, remains as cold and unyielding as the machines that make them: money. In this world, money manifests as momentum, a massive, forward-moving force that is almost impossible to stop. Meat companies and industrial bakeries operate on such razor-thin margins that even a tiny change, like moving from a count of 10 to 8, becomes a logistical and financial nightmare. It's not just about the number on the bag. It means re-engineering every high-speed vacuum sealer, recalibrating every automated sorter, redesigning every cardboard shipping carton, and renegotiating thousands of retail contracts. Systems this large are like massive tankers in the middle of the ocean. They are incredibly slow to turn because every single degree of change costs millions of dollars. In a way, the system survives because we've unconsciously learned to live with it. We don't protest, we just get creative, freezing the extras or buying more to bridge the gap. The industry knows that as long as it works for your Sunday barbecue, an inelegant truth is far better for the bottom line than an expensive, perfect change. Even when companies try to fix it, the cost of that perfection is often passed directly to you at the checkout. In the end, we've all quietly decided that a lifetime of small annoyances is simply cheaper than a total industrial revolution. Sometimes a brand tries to be the hero. In 2021, the condiment giant Heinz even launched a high-profile campaign called the Heinz Hot Dog Pact, demanding that the two industries finally synchronize their numbers. It was a viral moment that felt like common sense had finally won a seat at the table. We've seen niche brands or premium organic labels release perfect packs, where the count finally matches 8 and 8 or 10 and 10. But in the quiet, crowded aisles of the supermarket, common sense often loses the battle to the brutal reality of the bottom line. These matching products struggle to survive because shelf space is a battlefield where habit is the undisputed king. More importantly, perfection is an expensive logistics puzzle. Smaller, specialized production runs for matching packs inevitably mean higher prices for you at the checkout. When faced with a 20% price hike just for the sake of symmetry, most of us still reach for the cheaper, mismatched standard. The fix becomes a luxury, a niche choice for the few who care enough to hunt for it. And this brings us to a deeper, more unsettling truth. This story isn't really about hot dogs. It's about how our world gets locked into place, piece by piece, through decades of rigid industrial standards. We live surrounded by massive systems that don't talk to each other, and we've simply learned to find our own harmony in the gaps. This 10 and 8 mismatch isn't just a packaging quirk, it's an edible fossil. In the modern world, things aren't always designed for harmony. They are designed for the cold, internal logic of their own birth. Once a choice is baked into a massive machine, etched into a shipping pallet, or hardened into a consumer's shopping list, it stops being a choice. It becomes a standard. And standards are incredibly stubborn. They survive long after their original reasons have faded, simply because the cost of changing them grows more terrifying with every passing year. When you stand at the checkout, counting those 10 hot dogs and 8 buns, you're not just seeing a simple mistake. You're touching the jagged edge of industrial history, the legacy of decades of engineers, heat-walked ovens, and the silent, powerful mantra that governs our world. It works well enough. It is a reminder that we don't live in a world built for perfect logic. We live in a world built for momentum, where the hardest things to change are the ones we stopped questioning a long time ago. I want to give you the 10-second rule to turn this industrial mismatch into your culinary advantage. Next time you're standing between the meat and the bread, perform a quick structural audit by looking for 3 specific signs. First, lift the bun bag and look at the base. If you see a hinge cut, where the buns are still attached in pairs, you've found the gold standard of high-speed efficiency. These are structurally sturdier, designed to survive industrial steam, meaning they won't disintegrate under a heavy 10-count frankfurter. Second, check the hot dog casing. If the skin is taut and glossy, it was vacuum sealed at a higher pressure to hit that 16 ounce per pound target, giving you that distinct professional snap when bitten. Finally, look for the crush zone at the corner of the bun bag. If there's a slight compression, it means the bread was packed while still warm from the 4x2 cooling racks, ensuring it retains the maximum moisture needed to offset a salty, processed sausage. In just 10 seconds, you aren't just grocery shopping, you're identifying the exact physical traits that allow these two separate worlds to finally work together on your plate. The next time you're at a grill and find yourself with 2 extra hot dogs or 2 lonely buns, don't reach for annoyance. 3. Reach for curiosity instead. Ask yourself, what else in my life is slightly out of sync? Not because of some grand conspiracy, but simply because two separate worlds grew up, moved on, and forgot to talk to each other. That is the quiet ghost in our machinery. We live in a world that looks like it was designed for our comfort, but so much of it was actually built for the efficiency of a tray, the dimensions of a shipping container, or a convenient number in a spreadsheet from 50 years ago. And yet, those old ghosts still find their way into your shopping cart, into your kitchen, and eventually onto your plate. Tell me, what's your strategy for the leftovers? Do you freeze those extra hot dogs, get creative with the buns, or simply buy another pack and commit to the cycle? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden depth behind everyday things, hit subscribe. We have plenty more stories waiting for you. Remember, the world is often built on the smallest details, and every simple thing has a secret waiting to be told. Stay curious. Stay kind.
Keep looking closer. I'm Edward. This is QC Project Simple Things. Thank you for watching.
And turn on notifications so you don't miss the simple things in everyday life. Because what you see is never the whole story. There's always something deeper beneath the surface. See you in the next one.